YouTube. The fuck was that? Anyways, welcome back to the ImmaSurvival Let's Play. And today it's episode 10, boys. We made it to episode 10. This is now the longest running series. Well, it has been for a bit now. Longest running series on the channel. Hope you guys are enjoying. But everything, just to let you guys in on a little secret. Everything you just seen in that little opening sequence there, that's all in between episode work. And I think I'm just gonna start putting in between episode work there, just so that I don't really gotta talk about it. Obviously now I'm talking about it, so it's kind of negating the point of it. But hey, to start this episode out, we're just gonna get some building out of the way. It's low key already done, but like, I just want to it's content. So we're gonna start building now. Alright, that wasn't the most exciting thing, and to carry on, we're going to hit towards this, and this is going to take some explaining, so, I also died trying to do this, so there's that. Are you kidding me? What? There's so many freaking mobs in there. Oh my god, I'm actually gonna die. Kinetic energy. Yeah, so down here is going to be our second to last storage system before we hit up the, the mega build that we do later. This is going to be our sewer system. I don't know if I talked about this last episode. I think I did, but I edited it out just because the video was getting extremely long, dang near 30 minutes. But the ultimate goal is to have a storage system down here, just a little bit bigger than the one that's up in our castle area, just so we can, have better access. to a giant storing area, because as this world progresses, like I said, we're gonna definitely need to do something to make it more expansive, I guess. And also, let's go stop by into our test world. All right, so this is the prototype. Over there is like a functioning one that'll like, that's how it's gonna like really work. But basically, you can see we have a wall of minecarts here that just kind of stack on top of each other, and when you click a button, it just allows just enough to go through, and they come through and they stack perfectly. It's a really cool. That is actually disgusting that just happened. That definitely shouldn't have done that. That's literally the first time that's happened. But if we drop this down, let's try that again. It should just come up and stack perfectly. Right? Yeah. What is happening? Anyways, you can see how this is kind of supposed to work. You get these things, and they kind of go between stations. Main thing here, this is basically how it's going to look in our storage room. You know, see the little cave area we got built up around here. But basically, when you click a button, it's going to fall down into our mine shaft. This is going to be basically strictly for like gathering lots of material and then bringing it back up to the base. So, you know, you go in your little mining session. Well, obviously, you drop your set down. In this case, it just goes back up. But you drop it down to your mining area, I guess. And then when you're done, you fill up these chests, yeah, and then you click a button, and then it would travel back up to your system. And then whenever you come back to the surface, you know, looking at your stuff, your storage system, and then you can just grab all your bulk material out of here. That's basically what I got set up for this so far. Just a little wacky idea just to throw in here. But yeah, nothing else has been done to the mega base, by the way. Yeah, since like episode 2, so. Alrighty, with the building out of the way, we're going to get back to some more building. We're building a creeper farm, and it's going right here. I don't know if you guys can see, this is kind of the dimensions of the creeper farm. I know we said we're not going to be really copying designs or whatever, but I had already said really early on that we're building a creeper farm no matter what, because it's one of those few things that just irked me, and is if I don't have any rockets. So, yes, creeper farm, it's going inside of here. Let's get that done. Okay, so we have a lot of the farm built, but it's like halfway built. It's gonna be a while until this thing is up and running. As you can see, like the only one that's like actually functioning is this one, and we still need a cat to put in the middle of that. So, what am I, rapper, bro? My Jermaine Cole. But the next thing we're gonna be doing is we're gonna wrap kind of the same thing we did here, like the wall thing, but it's gonna be up here and a little bit higher, just because this thing kind of looks bare bones. Without some type of wall and surface up here. So put the wall up, and it'll probably, like the staircase right here, will probably branch off into this area so you can access it from here. Also, the door was probably going to get moved because of where this farm is. It's like right in the way of the door. There's probably no way around this unless we make this a little bit bigger. So probably what we end up having to do. So now we're just going to build the thing that we just said we were going to build. But we also need more materials, so back to the mines. Right, boys? It's commentary time. Been a while. And today we're going to be talking about Are We God? Insane, right? Anyways, let's start this off with an explanation of the egg theory. So, this theory is, the egg theory basically states that the universe is simply an egg, used to mature this much higher being, God, quote unquote, and will eventually birth this conscious being, right? And every life that has been lived or will be lived on this planet and others are like mini simulations to teach this being. So in layman's terms, you and I are pieces of this higher being that will eventually become some sort of God, right? So you are God, and eventually you'll get to live through my life. I'll get to live through Abraham Lincoln's, as well as some other more gnarly people in history like Genghis Khan or maybe some alien on another planet. And, eventually, you'll live through all those lives, right? And, through this, you will eventually become a god, right? And when I say god, I don't mean like the Greek ones or the Norse ones or any modern-day concept of a god. I mean like it'd be closer to like a fourth-dimensional being, right? And the relationship between us and a fourth-dimensional being would be comparable or similar to how ants perceive us, right? Or maybe there's a crazier gap there that we would never be able to understand them, right? But anyways, there's also the notion or school of thought of solipsism. So this is a wild concept in itself, on top of the egg theory, but it basically states that no one can be proven to be truly conscious in the way you are. In this instance, me. Meaning that if this were true, I am the only consciousness in the universe, which kind of supports the egg theory, right? There's only one true conscious being, and that's the one in the egg who's processing all this stuff. That's crazy stuff, but basically, you are this being living through your life, if that makes sense, right? Now I pose this question, right? What if the concept of the multiverse is just the collection of unborn fourth-dimensional beings, right? This would kind of answer my question from episode 7, is like, what is outside our universe? It would just be the world that these beings are living in, which leads to an entirely different set of questions, which I'm not going to get into. But I also find it interesting that there are religions that kind of entertain this idea, right? Some religions, I forget which ones in particular, but the whole goal of it is to rejoin with this higher being, right? On top of that, there's also more religions that say that once you have reached some sort of enlightenment, you end your cycle of birth and death, which goes into the theory, like once you're matured and learned everything there is to know, you emerge as this new being, right? And both of these ideas go hand in hand with this theory, which I find kind of cool and shocking and, weird ways. But, hey, that's the conversation on if we are God. I don't know if that's really commentary or not. Just putting that little idea in your guys' heads. Just you guys think on that, think it over, and then let me know. Are we God or not, right? Is this a feasible theory? But, yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. Quick little 3-minute talk about God. Anyways, that's all I got. Get back to the video. It's not over yet. Episode 10, boys. Let's get it going. Okay, this is looking pretty good. As you can see, I also added a second entrance because the main entrance is kind of donezo now. I also, kind of gave the building some shape along the edge here. And you can see, for some reason, there's a spider in there. I did end up building more of the farm. As you can see, there's more layers of this. I think a farm is dying in there, which is cool, I guess. But yeah, this thing is producing. I just crafted some rockets there, actually. And now I have no idea what I'm actually going to use this building for. Oh, creeper. That's cool. I can't see him, but he's dying in there. Yeah, so this thing's actually working, which is a good sign. But since we've done all this, I have no idea what to do all episode, or for the rest of the episode, because we really just been building this castle this whole time. And also, that's like an AFK spot. Just to throw that out there. I think we might need to do some mob proofing, but I'll probably end up doing that off camera because it's kind of like boring. It's kind of boring. So maybe we'll set up some other smaller buildings around the back here for storage of carrots and stuff, just because I don't, my storage system right at the moment is kind of moving throughout my build. It's everywhere. Literally, it is just everywhere. So yeah, we're gonna probably build some other storage containing buildings, I guess, mainly for our carrots. This probably isn't gonna solve anything, but just to build them. And there we have it, a silo. So the way that this thing is going to operate for storage is you're going to throw your items in here. So we'll throw the shovel in there for just so you can see. And then eventually we'll have all of these chests kind of stagger down until they can be accessed just by that little point there. And at the moment we just have 2 chests with a hopper. And it'll stagger down and we'll have a huge storage for carrots. And we probably should farm these. Nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Might cut this episode a little short just because we've done a lot of building, just a lot of different stuff today. And there's not much else that I want to do on video, at least today. So, yeah, I might call it an episode. So episode 10 is done and over with. That's all I got for you guys today. See you guys later in episode 11. See ya.